What up, what up, what up? It is another edition of Square One. We are in the house. We're not the full set, but we close as we gonna get for the moment being. My boys Nzo and JG, what's up with y'all fellas?
Salute.
No, Danny.
Huh?
I said, what's going on, Danny? You good?
I'm good.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
I'm trying to figure out something look different on my screen.
are you good? Why? Let give the chat the reason why you are good. What the message I got Friday morning.
I'm about to tell you why I'm good. Here it is right here. Here it is right here for the whole world to see.
Said you don't become a Brown until you beat the Steelers. What will it take tonight?
The horse is prepared for battle, but victory comes from the Lord. So I'm dependent on the Lord.
Is that the message to the team?
Day by day, one play at a time. That's the message.
Weather conditions tonight. We're expecting winds up to 15 miles per hour and a wintry mix. How will that impact your ability to throw the ball?
I am so happy and grateful that the Lord has blessed me to play in some snow, to be in true football weather in Cleveland, Ohio at Huntington Bank Field today to give him the glory. It's a beautiful day.
Sure feels like you're playing in the AFC North.
It is. It's magical. Thank you.
See, that's what I'm happy because this man praised the Lord. He knew he had to go in that demon house to play that old slave master, Chicken George, Uncle Tomlin. But guess what? He went in there with God, and God used him to throw those crisp passes in that blizzard, and he came out victorious. That is why I'm happy, chat. That is why I am happy, ecstatic that Cleveland Browns put their foot in the Pittsburgh Steelers' butt. Yes, I'm happy.
You see, this is I knew the minute he said, because of God, Donnie would jump all over that, right? I knew it 100%. But we can never, ever change something. Share my screen, Donnie, please.
I don't see nothing to share.
Hold on. It's popping up. There we go.
No, I will not share that. I will not share that. You might as well take that now. I will not share that.
Oh, man. Okay. Well,
this right
there we
here,
go.
this right here is why I should go under concussion protocol, just like Jameson for making that statement. Some of that stuff he's saying didn't make any sense. This right here didn't make any sense. I was caught up in the moment, but I saw Thursday night that the Pittsburgh Steelers will not be holding up the Lombardi. It ain't happening.
I'm just saying.
Y'all see right there. You see that second part? Boy, that was nasty to say. Yeah. I should have put stupid. That was stupid to say instead of nasty.
Well, I'm just saying, all I said was this week's gonna change the rankings big time. I was personally talking about, the pools, the picks that we do, and then all of a sudden someone had to come out and give some props to the real NFL team, and I was like, that's what I'm talking about.
Hey,
unfortunately,
put down what I said Friday. Pull that up.
Unfortunately, he went and switched it up on Friday after the game.
Pull that up.
Hold on. I gotta take a snapshot of it and put it up there. I'm gonna be fair.
This is what happens when you come back to reality. Sometimes you can get caught up in the moment, have knee-jerk reactions. That was a bad take. But this right here, what I said Friday, was the correct take.
Hold on, let me
Worst
see.
teams are getting rid of people left and right. The better teams don't. So DQ. For the Browns, whoever help they can get.
Okay, here.
I never thought I'll be saying this, man, but Jameis Winston, man, he looks leaps and bounds better than Deshaun Watson. I don't know whether it's resurgence of confidence or because some of them passes he was making that weather, man. I was really shocked.
Well, he used to that Ohio weather and all that cold and stuff, so that's normal to him. That's like springtime, probably.
I'm telling you. I don't know what the temperature was, but I know I would have been ineffective as an NFL quarterback in that. There ain't no way.
But that's the first time.
First off,
like that, like giving praise to God. That's the first time I personally heard that. And looking at him talking, I see a different James. No, it's different. Someone who's constantly had to battle back to get that spot. Someone who just spot like Deshaun Watson, right? So
I think he's happy to be back because they were talking about him not never ever being a starter again. So it could be divine intervention. I'm not saying it is, but hey, it could be.
But I love when he said this is football weather because he's absolutely correct. Now, just so you know, Danny, usually when it snows, it's not cold. You know what I mean? Like it's not cold. It's once the snow finishes. No, it's usually not cold. Like it's usually well, to you guys it would be cold, but you know what I mean. Over here, it's not that cold when it snows. Usually after the snow, that's when you get the like minus 25, 30 weather. But when it's snowing, it could be +2.
When it rains and that rain soaks my clothes, it makes me colder than the actual temperatures. So the snow doesn't have the same effect.
No, not really. I mean, it's because it's so small and flaky. It's not like a pour down of rain, right? So you're not going to get
pouring down Thursday night. That rain.
Oh yeah, it did. Yeah, it did. But you could stay out on that. You won't get soaking wet. Let's just put it that way. You know what I mean? Yeah, you won't get soaking wet. And sometimes it snows and it's like +3. You know what I mean? Or +2, 1, 0. But then once the finish snowing and the snow is on the ground, then that weather hits up to like -10, -20, -30. So the day after it snows, it's always freezing.
I gotcha.
But yeah, just go ahead. Put it up there because we didn't really talk about. Put it up there. Put it up there. Go ahead.
I think I done deleted it. Oh, here you go. Yeah,
he said, let's go. Yeah.
No, I didn't say.
Go ahead.
I said, let's go Browns. Yes. I saw the Browns. I'm like, man, this ain't the same Steelers that beat Lamar Jackson and Derrick Henry. What happened to them? And then they did that college thing where they played one quarterback for one series, and the next quarterback. I was like, I ain't hardly never seen that in pros before. So Mike Tomlin was throwing out all the stuff. Like, oh Lord, that's gonna be bad at me if I don't pull this out. So he was trying all kind of crazy stuff. I ain't never seen quarterbacks take turns throwing the ball like that.
He did that against the Baltimore Ravens too.
Yeah, for like one play, but he did the whole series.
He did one play. Yeah, I think this time he did it a couple of times. You know, more than normal. But I don't mind that. I like them kind of, when you're doing trick plays, like when they tried to do the fake punt. And
that's desperation play. There ain't no trick. That's desperation. There's a difference in a desperation play and a trick play. That was a Hail Mary. Oh, Lord, I got to try something different.
All I know is they took the lead, and I was like, yes, and I was talking Dookie, and there was no comment from Donnie until the game was over. Once the game was over, I hear Nzo, like, wait, what?
Because, as soon as they took the lead, he talking about, did you see that, Danny? I'm like, yeah, I saw it. I've been watching the game the whole night. I don't need you to commentate. But then you like, oh, you see that? But then when they lose, JG, I ain't heard nothing. So I had to check to see whether you still there. And then Friday morning, I got up feeling so good, I just had to continue to celebrate.
Well, that last drive.
Friday was
that last
fantastic.
drive drove me up a while.
Friday was a fantastic day at work. God,
the Browns' last drive drove me up a while. I couldn't believe the Steelers just let them drive down this freaking field like that and score a touchdown.
I'm so happy the Browns won just for that night. Go Ravens. What's up,
hey,
Samuel?
Stokes. I liked you. I don't like you anymore. What is this? What are we doing here? Huh? I'm happy the Browns won. What? What are we saying about Rodgers? Rodgers ain't crap. Rodgers is so overrated. Even the Jets want to bench his ass now. You know what I'm saying? That's right. Get him out of here. Wait, what do you mean? Hold on, DQ. What are you talking about? Russell Wilson is the Steelers' problem now? How is he the problem? We're scoring more points per game with him there, right? And we've won. Well, this is his first loss, but he was undefeated. So, yeah, I kind of disagree with you on that one. What do you think, JG? Is your problem?
You know what? I'm a lifelong hater of Russell Wilson. I don't care what he wins, what he does. I hate the little hobbit. I can't stand him.
It's funny because when I came in here saying my stuff, you're like, oh, look at this hater. You hate everything, bruh.
No, I don't. Dude, I'm a 49er fan. Russell Wilson, screw it. I can't stand Russell Wilson. I can't stand him. You can talk all you want. I can't stand him.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Thing went out. You don't like Russell Wilson, bro?
No.
Man,
he gave us fits when he was in Seattle. I can't stand that guy.
You see what I'm saying, Donnie? And who's the hater? Not me.
That's not a hater. This is football. Like you said, this is football. This is football.
You about the only person on there I do like.
You see what I'm saying? That's what I'm talking about. But JJ
I like Russell outside of football. I'm cool with that guy. But Russell Wilson, the football player, I can't stand him.
So you like Bird. He like Irvin, but he don't like Magic.
I like both of them. That's different.
No, I'm saying that's what Bird say.
Oh, Bird. Oh, yeah.
Bird say he don't mind Irvin Johnson, but he got a problem with Magic.
It's competition, man. It's just, it is what it is.
So don't hate. You know what I mean?
See, Nzo's with that hugging and kissing and let's play on the same team together.
Hey, GG, don't fall for that because Nzo ain't a big fan of Russell Wilson either. When he was with Denver, him, Chris, and Roberto, they were all on. He to wash up.
What?
Now, if you go back and watch the receipts of the text, you hear him say, I think he said last week too, Russell's trying to impress me, start to impress me. I've been trying to tell him that for the past 2 years. He just wasn't on a good team.
So
yeah, I don't know.
Nzo's a bandwagon guy.
I would definitely like to see receipts of me saying something about bad about Russell Wilson. I don't really remember saying it.
Of course you don't. Of course you don't remember.
Yeah. Next week, I'm gonna have them receipts when we come back on. He's a bum. He's trash. Caca. I can remember all that stuff.
Bandwagon fan. Wow.
No, I think we're actually talking about.
If it would have been Aaron Rodgers going to the Steelers, Aaron Rodgers was performing, you hear a totally different narrative.
No. Since he's not, I can say it. He's still washed up. He's still, overrated.
I heard you say if Kawhi Leonard goes back to San Antonio, you be back on your good list.
Not necessarily.
You said
not necessarily right away. He would have to do something. So, for example, when Roberto came over to the Spurs for like the first 2 years, I swore he was just there to sabotage us so the Lakers could go back to the finals.
Wow.
And then the third year, he helped us win some games, so he kind of turned me around over on that. But
he helped you win championship. We mean some games. That's big shot, Roberto.
Yeah, I know, but he didn't do it the first 2 years.
Well, who fault is that?
Hit Greg Popovich.
Oh my God. Oh my God! Here we go.
Hey, yet you know for a fact, Greg will always tell you to put your game on hold for the whole team concept. That ain't true.
Mm-hmm.
Depends on the player. I think
he did it to because old boy probably would be more in the GOAT discussion, but he held him back to a certain degree. Duncan.
Yeah, but also, like when you watch the All That Smoke podcast with Skip Bayless, Steven Jackson said pretty much that Duncan was the one that was leading the charge. Duncan was the one that was like taking back seats. It's not that Pop told him to, but Pop never actually told him to go out there and dominate every game as well. But at the end of the day, I mean, he's still in the category, still up there, top 5.
I can't dispute that.
I think Danny froze again. Yeah, top 5 on most people's lists. You know what I mean? So, but I mean,
top 5 power forward or player?
Player.
Oh no.
Oh yes.
Top 5 power forward, yeah, but top 5 player?
No, top 5 player. Yes.
No, I can't put him top 5 player.
How? Who you putting
it's
over?
It's my list. What do you mean how? I put whoever I want on my list.
Who you putting over?
How? Because my list ain't your list. How?
Who you putting over him? I'm asking
over. Top 5 players of all time.
Yes, for the 5th time. Yes.
Well, it's actually the 3rd time. But let's see. I got Matt. No, not bad. I got Michael. Mm-hmm. I got Kobe number 2.
Mm-hmm.
I got Kareem number 3.
Mm-hmm.
I got Magic 4.
Absolutely.
I got Bird 5.
What?
There's 5 players over him.
How was Bird better than Tim?
You gonna make
no. I know it's your list. I know it's your list, but I'm asking you the question. How was Bird better than Tim?
I mean, how was he better? He was just a better overall player.
How?
Are you gonna go by statistics or eye test? What are you going by?
I'm going by whichever. I want to know how. Why do you think that? Because if you go by statistics, it's Tim Duncan's. If you go by eye test,
that's why I don't like
Tim
going
Duncan.
by all these numbers, because numbers don't lie, but they don't tell the whole story.
What the hell are we talking about?
It's my list. If I want to put Bird over Duncan, I'm gonna put Bird over Duncan.
I don't know if I put Duncan over Bird, but I will agree with one statement he's saying. Some numbers don't lie, but sometimes they don't tell the whole story. And I give you the perfect example. Statistic-wise, LeBron is better than Jordan in a lot of stuff, but I would pick Jordan every day, twice on Sunday over LeBron.
Yeah, but it depends on. But it depends if you're adding all the statistics together. No, he's not. Right? Hold on. No, hold on. You're not. I'm not even talking about the list. I'm talking about his point about statistics, right? Because if you compare, the only thing LeBron really has over Jordan is the fact that he has scored more points. Jordan has more MVPs. Jordan has more defensive player MVPs. Jordan has more. Like when it comes to accolades, championships as well, right? So
LeBron surpasses Jordan in rebounds, assists, and scoring.
Mm-hmm.
But to me, he's not better. Yeah,
I'm gonna check that out.
I hate to say it, but I know that.
I mean, Danny's right. That's a fact. Yeah, he does have better numbers.
I sure hate to say it, but rebound, just those 3 categories, he's better than Jordan.
Okay, but LeBron has also played how many years more than Jordan as well?
I definitely agree.
That's why I said statistics don't lie, but they don't tell the whole story.
Yeah, that's why I'm saying I agree with that particular point.
But Oh, go ahead. Sorry, Danny.
I just said numbers don't lie, but I agree with that point. That caveat JG put on there. They don't tell the whole story.
Okay, so they kind of do, because those reasons that you guys are talking about are the reasons why people don't put LeBron over Jordan, is because of the fact that he played longer than Jordan.
Yeah, but a lot of people. But
so that does tell the story.
But what they're doing is covering up is saying that longevity, that at his age, Jordan wasn't putting up the scores at the same age that LeBron is now. That his play level went in decline. I'm not saying that I believe that. I'm just saying that is the counter argument to what people are saying, and why there are some people, LeBron fans, that saying that Jordan is better. Look at the longevity. Nobody's ever played blah, 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 blah. Same way some arguments about Brady. Some of his accolades are due to his longevity, not because he was actually physically better or a better athlete, but just because he won more, because he played at a longer clip. One of the big points about how Skip did Shannon.
Yeah, but when you talk about Tom Brady, right? And even though the fact that he did play longer than people, he not only played longer than people, but he also added to those statistics. LeBron is not adding to his statistics, like championship wise, MVP wise, the things that matter, right? That longevity and the fact that he has points, rebounds, that's nothing, because Robert Horry has more championships than Michael Jordan. Nobody ever says he's better than Michael Jordan.
No, I don't disagree with you. All I'm saying is that last part is what I'm just saying. I agree with JG. I don't believe Robert Horry is better, because Phil Jackson has 13 rings, and there is no way Phil Jackson is better than Michael Jordan, LeBron James, or Robert Horry. But he has 13 rings collectively as coach. I think 2 as a player, and the rest of them as coaches. And Bill Russell, player coach, he has 11. I don't think either one of them are better than Jordan or LeBron, but I'm just saying that sometimes, like you said, I just believe that the numbers don't lie. But sometimes they don't tell all the truth unless you start doing a little bit more digging. Is the only point that I'm making.
Yeah, but that, of course, you have to do the digging. That's what I'm saying. So people use these numbers because they don't lie, and if you dig enough, you will find the truth. It's just people don't want to accept the truth. So it's not the fact that the numbers don't tell the whole truth. The numbers do tell the whole truth. Is people don't want to accept the whole truth. That's the difference.
Yeah. It's just a point of view. But next topic we're talking about, Stephen A. did an interview recently with Tom Brady. And he asked Tom Brady, he said, I could never ask you this while you were a player, but now that you're a commentator, who's your top 5 in the NFL today? And this is what he said. Boom, 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 boom. Where did I put that? There we go. Screen share. Tom Brady. Share. Lord. Boom, boom, boom. And here we go.
Consistently well, the guys that I see, I see Josh Allen as someone who's always impressive.
Right. He said Patrick Mahomes was 1. Now he's going 2, 3, 4. He's going to stop at 4. He's not going to say his 5th. But then Stephen A. is going to inject something. So we'll talk about after we see the clip.
Me as a player. I see Lamar Jackson, who always impresses me as a player. Yeah, I think that some different guys probably have different moments.
Right.
Joe Burrow is very impressive the way he throws the ball and leads the team. Again, another guy who's got a great connection with his teammates.
Right.
And then I think I'll leave it at those 4.
Right. I'm going to throw Aaron Rodgers in there.
Of course.
Me. It's just me. It's just me. One of the great pure passes the game has ever seen. I'm going to throw him in there, and the man knows the game inside. I got to ask
I'm very interested to see how Aaron comes back and performs this year, and you know how dedicated and.
So those were, in some people's opinion, I think mine, Anzo's, maybe even JG's, definitely not Chris's, the GOAT. His top 5, well, top 4. Do y'all agree or disagree with his 4?
Yes.
What are your top 4, Anzo?
I'd have to think about that. Come back to me.
All right. JG, what's your top 4?
Ooh, well, reluctantly, I got to say Patrick Mahomes number 1, just because championships and what he's doing with the NFL right now, he's got to be number 1. Man, that's kind of tough.
Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen.
I'm gonna put Lamar Jackson 2, like he said.
You put Lamar Jackson's 3. His number 1 was Tom Brady. I mean, his number 1 was Patrick Mahomes. His number 2 was Josh Allen. His number 3 was Lamar Jackson. His number 4 was Joe Burrows.
The reason why I can't put Josh Allen up there, not because he has a rocket of an arm. He's talented, but he's also cost the team a lot of games too when it mattered most. He kind of reminds me of Brett Favre in a way, where he's just a gunslinger, just launch the ball. Maybe I put him number 6. I don't know, man, because every year it can fluctuate, it can go up and down, just depending on how the team goes.
I can tell you right now, mine based on just, even though I don't like it, Patrick Mahomes is 1. After the performance I saw Sunday, Allen has jumped up over Lamar. I think Lamar is my number 3. I don't think Joe Burrow is number 4. I'm putting Jared Goff in front of him.
Yeah, I would.
I'm trying to think who my number 5 would be. I want to lean toward Brock Purdy just because he got a good system. Trying to think. It would be Birdie, and I like my man Daniels too, man. I know he's a rookie. I like the way he's playing it. And I'm not just saying that because I'm a Commanders fan, but I like his poise. And if he wasn't hurt, I would definitely put Jordan Love in that conversation. But he's been playing hurt the last 2 or 3. So those like my first 4, then my 5A, 5B, 5C kind of situation. I really like Jordan Love.
I don't really have a top 5, like, you know what I mean? I would say Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes, of course. I guess I could put Lamar up there. He's been pretty consistent as a great quarterback. Other than that, I wouldn't know who else I would really put on there, to be honest with you.
Yeah, it's not. I don't see many quarterback contemporaries now. I see Holmes like at the very top. There's a bunch of everybody's competing for number 2 spot.
What made Patrick Mahomes? It like he don't fear nothing. I've never seen Patrick Mahomes shook. I've never seen that. I've seen him like fussing and kind of mad, but like shook and look like deer in the headlight. I've never seen that. Like he could be down by 2 touchdowns. He got 2 minutes in the game. He think he gonna pull it out and win, and most of the time he does.
They're like the Golden State Warriors. They be down by 20. That's like 2 points to them, right? Yeah. So I mean, it's
So
I hate to say because I can't stand that guy, but that dude is.
Can't stand it. I don't dislike Patrick Mahomes.
Or remember, I'm a 49er fan.
His fans.
I gotta not like him.
his fans. Because I'm his fans, man. I like the Dallas fans. They're not as bad as the Dallas fans yet, but the Dallas fans are so.
But you know what? Let me take that back. I think I won't say hate. That's too harsh a word. I dislike Kelsey more than I dislike him.
I agree with that.
I dislike Kelsey more than because Mahomes is usually quiet most of the time.
I agree with that. You're on the same page with that one. I like that.
Top 5 quarterbacks now. Ugh.
I want to show y'all this man cave a Buddy Man 7. It is ridiculous. See if I can find it. Y'all go ahead and keep talking.
Yeah, that's tough for me. Like 1 through 3, I can pretty much do, but after that, it's like I don't know.
You know what? Even though he's having problems, I'll put Dak Prescott up there.
Oh no,
I can't.
Yeah, I'll put Dak Prescott up there. I'll put Dak. I know you guys don't want to put him up there, but think about the fantasy league for the past how many years, Dak Prescott was always putting up numbers. This year is the only year he really hasn't put up numbers.
I think you're trolling that one.
No, that is.
Oh, Dak just puts up good. This year's one of the first years he's ever had bad numbers.
Not put up numbers, yeah.
Yeah. But if I'm just going off of just regular football, not the fantasy stuff, I can't do it. I can't put him up.
But I go up to fantasy stuff because it's based on his performance, right?
Yeah.
And for so many years, he's been a top performer in the fantasy league, for 5 years straight. So this is the 1 year he's having a bad year. Even last year wasn't that great, but it wasn't horrible. So I think this is the first year that he's really sucking. You know what I mean? So for that reason, granted, he hasn't won playoff games, got to the playoffs or anything like that. But I think that's more on his team defense and other situations on his team than it is actually him. Like last year, I think he only put up 8 interceptions. This year, he already has more than 8. So could it be because he got the money? And you know what I mean? A lot of these players, when they get the money, things change for them. That's what happened to Antonio Brown. He got the money and he went silly. You know what I mean? Dak Prescott, he got the money. He's not doing good. Ezekiel Elliott, he got the money and he's flopping. You know what I mean? So I don't know if it has anything to do with that, but I do think that if you really can sit on his whole body of work, he could be up there. He could definitely be 5, 6, whatever.
I agree with what you're saying just now.
It's just as hard for you guys to say it because he plays on the Dallas Cowboys.
No. I ain't talking about.
I'll admit that. Yeah,
I'm talking about how they took their money and kind of said,
the
heck with it.
I mean, until he gets out that first round in the playoffs, man, I can't put him up there. I just can't.
No, I understand that 100%. I get that 100%. I get that. I mean, I've seen players with less get out of the first round, so I get that. But I also think it's not always about the quarterback. You know what I mean?
Oh, I agree with that. But not getting out the first round and also playing for the Cowboys, that's 2 strikes.
Yeah,
the 3 is because I just don't like the Cowboys. So
yeah, of course. Haters.
Hey, I'll admit it.
What Cowboys ever do to you guys? You know what I mean? You guys
I'm a
hate
49er fan, but how can't you not get that through your head?
No. That I get. Because I hate the 49ers because I used to be a Cowboys fan as well.
Hey, Nzo,
100% I get that. Yes.
I'm gonna send you this to your X link. Can you share this on the screen?
Yeah.
I just sent it to you. I want y'all to look at this. This is the craziest thing I've ever seen in my life. This man cave cost $17,000.
Oh shit! Okay. God darn it! Share screen. Here. Here we go.
Y'all need something to drink, let me know. This is what y'all been asking me for. Y'all wanted to see it done, completed with the furniture. So here it is. I definitely ran into that wall. This is my first time back since the install. You got the TV wall right here. It's 465s. I saw all this cowboy stuff and I was like, damn, if I need to borrow some money, I know where to go. Now on this wall over here, we got the 455s on the outsides. The 98 in the middle, he added the fireplace, all those Cowboys helmets. I don't know why he bought that. If y'all didn't see the 3-part series on us putting this room together, definitely go check that out. Now, my favorite part about the room, the most difficult part, was this this Jumbotron right here. 4 32-inch TVs. It's going to come with an HDMI splitter that puts the game on all 4, or you can do them individually like that. We just did all the TVs and speakers. The client hung up all these pictures and lights, and he did a damn good job. Let's test out the couch. The couch was comfortable. It's got one of them pieces where all of it can move together. But anyway, we watched Monday Night Football here, and it may look like it's just too much, but it was cold. just to have all this going on at the same time, it was a real cool experience. With that being said, I'm gonna be selling VIP tickets to the Super Bowl party that we gonna throw. He gonna be out of town, I think. So y'all pull up. We gonna have valet outside for $14. We got Cash App, Venmo, Afterpay. We got everything. So y'all check us out on that February 13th at 14 o'clock. Now on the way out, they got the mirrored door, which is cool. And then once you go through this door, he put the little barrel lights up there, which I thought was a nice touch. Again, I hadn't seen any of this since we did our install. The little barrels on the wall, the little collage, little picture. Then on this other side, you got another real barrel. Then you got the liquor cabinet, which he gonna need all that liquor watching the Cowboys get their ass whooped all season. You got the gun safe right there, which is lockable. The kids can't get to it. Y'all, when I grow up, I want something like this. I think I got like 2 more payments on this Sears card. Oh, I'm ready. I'm finna get me something like that. I need something like that.
That is sick.
That right there is ridiculous. $17,000. Woo! But can you imagine that was Pittsburgh stuff in there, Nzo? You probably never leave that room, would you?
I think it's a little bit too much with all the TVs. It's
that
nice.
Doggone thing in the ceiling. That was fire.
Yeah,
That's just too much. That light bill is probably be astronomical. I mean, you can throw 17,000 on it. I'm sure you can afford it.
So JG, so you invite me, Nzo, Chris, Roberto come. You couldn't get no sandwiches.
Look. Y'all can order whatever y'all want.
Wow.
I'm not wasting all my bread, meat, and cheese, or whatever on y'all. I'm sorry.
Wow.
Love y'all, but I can't do it. I got bills and stuff. I can't do it.
But yet he gonna expect us to come with the weed so he can mooch off of our smoking. You know
I don't
what I mean?
expect. Look, Nzo, don't be mad because people like me more than you and just offer me free marijuana. I can't help it.
Puff pass, bro.
You know, it's just because we smokers, right? So you know, you get a room, you got a bunch of people smoking. You feel sorry for the one man that's left out. You know what I mean? So you're like, here, you want a little draw, man? Oh, thank you, man. Yeah, you know, hey, I mean, it's like, yeah, maybe I shouldn't, but sure, I'll take a puff.
Oh wow. Okay, get back to the show. I can't think of this guy's name. I like him. What's his name? It ain't Ryan Clark. Whatever it is, his breakdown on why Devontae on joining the Jets was a mistake. I really like what he said, man. I want to go ahead and pull that up for you. Wish I could remember his name. But he said what he said was from a player's perspective, and I totally agree 100% what he said.
And
instantly,
yes,
they thought they were going to do it instantly.
And as good as Devontae Adams is as a receiver, and as good as he was playing, even with the Raiders, at least a couple years ago, he led the league in receiving touchdowns, had a bunch of yards. He's still not that player that he was in Green Bay either. And Aaron is even further from that player that he was in Green Bay. And so I think, again, you can only go off. Players are the last people to really identify. I don't have it anymore. We're the last ones. We're the last. And the hardest pill to swallow is when you're on that field and what you once used to do at a high, extremely high level is not working anymore. Because you're kind of shocked, but you're also in denial. And I believe that that's just where they are. Like, I'm not saying that Devontae, I still think Devontae has more in him.
He has some good football, not some great football.
Exactly. He has some really good football left in him. But if you pair that with a guy who doesn't have that much more good football moments in him and Aaron Rodgers, it's just not going to be seen.
Ask you a question before you get to you, bro. I get it, like your personal self, like you don't.
I thought that was right on spot how he said the problem with the Jets are. I thought Aaron Rodgers still had it. It is blatantly clear that he has moments, but he doesn't have consistency. And I think that Devontae Adams was miserable in Las Vegas, which he should be because You got rid of Derek Carr, which I think is a much better quarterback than what they got now. They got one of the best defensive linemen in the business with Crosby, but they weren't going anywhere. So he jumped ship. Maybe he should have gone to Pittsburgh. I don't know whether or not Mike Tomlin would have been able to coach and get the better productivity out of him. But I definitely think he's not going to give that to Jets, and I think he's just wasting his time there. And he went there because that was his friend. And I probably would have done the same thing if it was Nzo or JG or Roberto or Chris, and there was a QB and I was a receiver, whatever the case may be. I probably would go there for friendship. But there comes a time when you got to have that serious talk. And you say, "Hey, bro, this ain't working. So we need to do the best we can, try and get somewhere or land somewhere else, because this right here just ain't working." And sometimes, if you're a true friend, you're gonna have to understand that. So I think at some point, Devontae and Aaron going to have to have that conversation. Any comments?
I was watching the game last Sunday, and I saw a couple of the games since he's gotten over to the Jets. It seems like Aaron is force feeding him the ball too much. I'm watching it. A lot of times it's good to have two friends, on the same team, but sometimes it could be a bad thing. Aaron Rodgers, he's well past his prime. He's not gonna be able to do what Tom Brady did, right? Or he's not gonna be able to do what Joe Montana did when he went to Kansas City. Jared Goff goes to Detroit and that team's resurging, right? Sometimes somebody got to tell him, "Hey, dude, you need to hang it up. It's done. It's over." Of course, I know egos get in the way, and I would hate for Aaron Rodgers to get into like a real serious injury. Like the last one he had was ironic, he was able to get back on it, but I don't want to see him go through what Steve Young went through, right? Where one bad hit can really just mess you up long term, right? That last concussion Steve Young had, right? To Joe Montana, other, hey, hang it up, bro. It's done. It's over. And maybe people have told him that. Maybe just don't want to listen. I don't know, but like you got the coach fired. I'm gonna say he got fired, but the coach is gone. You got a new one in. Maybe somebody in Ross may feel like he can control. It's still not working. I don't know. Devontae Adams. I know maybe you're right. Maybe he did go there because that's his friend and whatever. But it comes time we got like, hey, I know I'm your boy, but hey, it's my legacy. I'm trying to work on. I'm trying to get these checks. I'm trying to win championships, Super Bowls. It ain't happening here, bro. I gotta move. I gotta move on.
Yeah. What you think, Nzo? Nzo, you there? Nzo, can you hear me? Well, he stepped away. Yeah, but I definitely believe what you said. I agree with a lot of what you said, JG. Yeah, at the end of the day, man, you gotta build on your legacy, because the shelf life for NFL receiver isn't that long. Maybe 10, 15 years playing at your highest level, and then attrition is going to go in. They're going to get a decline. Quarterbacks can play a little bit longer based on how the game has progressed, and how much they protect the quarterback. Certain positions, man, the life shelf is very short. I bet when receivers, running backs, less than that, 10 years, man, and they like, okay, who's next? So at this point, I would do some serious self-evaluation. I'll be looking at, if I want to get the better contract, do I want to try and get a ring? Right now, you still have some gas left in the tank if you're Devontae Adams. So there's an opportunity that you can get traded to a team that's going to have a better chance. I think you should have went to Baltimore is where I would have went if he's trying to look for serious contention for getting a ring. But that wasn't in the stars, I guess. But I definitely think he went there for friendship. Still believe, because he and Aaron, they were Batman and Robin in Green Bay. But it's just like old boy said in the clip. Devontae Adams is not the player he was when he was in Green Bay, and Aaron Rodgers definitely is not the QB he was when he was in Green Bay. So it comes a time when you gotta, hey, I just ain't got it no more. I still can play at a high collegiate level, but I can't play at a high professional level. So I think that's the point we're at now. And it doesn't matter how many coaches he get rid of, how many coaches come in there, whatever the case may be, you can't beat Father Time.
Nope.
There's only been like 2 players I've seen beat Father Time, Tom Brady and LeBron at this point. Other than that, I haven't seen anybody else beat Father Time at a consistent and long level.
I agree.
Nzo, your thoughts?
Yeah, go ahead.
Talking about what boy was saying about Devontae Adams, that he went to the Jets out of friendship for Aaron Rodgers, and that the players are usually the last one to know that they don't have it anymore because a lot of it's denial and ego. Do you agree with that statement?
I think he made the wrong choice. You know what I mean? But yeah, he probably went there because of the friendship with him. But it's like at the same time, if you want to win, you kind of look at the team that you're going to and look at the team, look at the record, and you decide by there, you know? So
okay. This next clip, God, I hope this don't happen. But on First Take, if I remember it correctly, I'm going to play it again here. I think Stephen A. said that Deion Sanders would be the perfect quarterback for the Dallas Cowboys.
Huh?
Yes. I don't want that to happen, and here's why. Because everywhere Deion has gone to, he's been successful. First year, he rebuilds them. Second team, he comes out. He did it in Jackson State. He's doing it for Colorado now. I think Colorado going to a bowl. I do not want him to come in there and bring his energy and breathe life back into the Dallas Cowboys. So I don't want that to happen. If that happens, I definitely think within 2 to 4 years, these suckers will be at the Super Bowl. And I do not want that to happen. But here's the clip.
I believe that the Dallas Cowboys should tank the rest of the season, get the #1 overall pick, so you can draft Shedeur Sanders, and by the way, hire primetime Deion Sanders as your head coach for the Dallas Cowboys. I think that should be Jerry Jones's master plan. That's right, I said it.
All right, I'm coming out hot here to our quarterback. Cam, you heard what he had to say. Would Deion in Dallas be a good fit?
Wait.
Okay.
go ahead, Danny.
What? Got $50 million. Okay, never mind. Back to you.
Yeah.
No, I do not think that it'll be a good look. And I'm gonna tell you, what is a good look?
Is he supposed to be on TV or just a Halloween contest or something? Right now he's looking like somebody out the Wild Wild West. I ain't quite understand it, but hey, that's him.
Look, I do believe for Prime is Florida State University.
Yeah.
It makes the most sense.
His alma mater, yeah.
Because not only would you have more time to build a foundation, you have more resources than respectfully Colorado. I'm looking at one coach that stands out in Florida State that he could potentially build a legacy. Bobby Bowden.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I don't think he would have the same time frame in Dallas. Mike McCarthy, 4 years on the bubble. Jason Garrett, 9 years. His quarterbacks, Dak Prescott, Matt Castle, Tony Romo, John Kitna. Wow. Wade Phillips, 3 years. In this day and age, everything has changed. We want right now results, but we don't have time to wait for nothing to be created.
Microwave society.
So we want a Thanksgiving meal with microwave resources.
Yeah.
So
okay, first of all, the Cowboys don't have to tank. They just need to keep doing more of the same, which is just being really bad at football. Second of all, there are still teams that are worse than them. So at this point, I think they would pick, if the season ended right now, 6. So they're not getting Shedeur anyway. Third of all, would I enjoy Deion Sanders in Dallas? Of course, because I'm always content farming, because I do multiple television shows, because I need headlines. Why on God's earth would Deion Sanders want to go to the Cowboys? They are not built to win. That roster is not good. And if you do bring in your son, you've got the albatross of Dak Prescott's contract hanging around your neck as you're trying to figure out how to trade him. You've got Michael Parsons you still have to deal with. You've already paid these dudes. Like, this is not at all, I think, a great fit for Deion, but I'd tell you what is. And it's not Florida State, because I don't think he's going to want to just, it's not a lateral move, obviously. Florida State is a proud program that really needs a resurgence. But if he's going to go to the NFL, how about Jacksonville, guys? How about Jacksonville? They're actually very much in the running to have one of the top picks. Stephen A., hear me out.
Oh, my
They're
Lord.
very much in the running to have one of the top picks. Trevor Lawrence, it appears, at least in Jacksonville, his days are numbered. Shad Khan is one of the most. So did Dak. Shad Khan is one of the most loyal and patient owners that exist in the NFL. Deion, of course, is a Florida boy,
Urban Meyer would argue with that, but go ahead.
And you get to go to a place that really has no tradition of winning, save for a little pocket of time in the 90s when they were somewhat decent and relevant. You get to go and resurrect a franchise that really never was and make your own imprint there. Why not go there? Or at the very least, the team that's actually picking number one as it stands right now and has a huge quarterback problem, and that would be the Giants. Either one of those makes more sense than the Cowboys. They just signed Dak. It's not happening. It's absurd.
Wait 1 second, Stephen A., before I kick it to you, I just want to be clear on something. Are we sure, in SA, you would probably know this better than any of us, that Deion is chomping at the bit to be an NFL coach, or does he just want to be able to coach his son?
Well, first of all, Deion Sanders prefers kids as opposed to grown men when would be the Cowboys. That is not something he has ever acknowledged or admitted. I'm not trying to break news in that regard. I think the ultimate aberration for him would be the Cowboys. That's why I brought up the Cowboys. He ain't trying to go no damn Jacksonville. Get that out your head, Elton. He ain't trying to do that. Right? He'd rather stay. No, he's rather stay on the collegiate level.
So, what do y'all think about that? If Deion was interested in coming to the NFL, and don't say it just because it's your team, what team would you want him? Do you think he could really go there and make an impact?
Probably the Cowboys.
He's not gonna do that. I don't think Jerry Jones really want to win. I think Jerry Jones is acting like he want to win, but he hasn't done anything that made sense or made moves that a winner would make. Why would you play Dak Prescott that crazy amount of money and you know that he hasn't gotten you anywhere? Maybe one game in the postseason. Really hadn't done anything.
I think he would go to a team where he will probably get the most power. Jerry Jones ain't relinquishing no power to anybody, so I don't see that happening.
He definitely ain't going to Pittsburgh because they are loyal to their coaches. They're not going to fire. I don't think they would fire Tomlin over Deion just because of loyalty.
I don't see any New York teams. I don't know if he wants to deal with that New York market.
I would.
The New York media.
I actually like that part idea what she said. I don't know about Atlanta.
Maybe.
He played with the Falcons.
Teams that might need another coach.
He played with the Falcons. He played with the 49ers. He played with Dallas. So one of those three teams might mean something to him.
He played for Baltimore later on, but I doubt he's going there.
He played
Jacksonville.
He had like a cup of coffee with Baltimore like a year, didn't he?
But he played. That's what I'm saying.
Only Baltimore.
He was a DB.
I want to put it this way, really quick. Well, go ahead and finish what you're going to say.
Go ahead, man. Go ahead.
What's the question?
You don't that.
You were saying
you know what the question is.
Yeah. If Deion Sanders was interested in coming to NFL, what would be a good fit for him? Stephen A. said Dallas Cowboys. Another female commentator on there was saying that it would be Jacksonville, and the New York Giants was thrown out there as well too. But we were just trying to hypothesize, and if he did, I don't think he's interested in coming to the NFL. I heard him say one time in an interview that some of these players don't have the heart and don't have the drive that he would want because they're grown men.
That's true.
I think he likes the idea of coaching kids.
I think I said this the last time I was on. And I'm going to put it this way. There's a lot more smoke from this, which, the term where there's smoke, there's fire. a lot of people in sports radio here and in the country are already selling this as a package deal. His son will come up, and when his son comes up, he's coming up with his son. Whether or not it's a head coaching position at first, a lot of people are speculating that that's why Mike McCarthy is going to last. Is the fact that
you lost your sound, Chris. If you can hear us, still up. Like you got a short or something. Man. But yeah, I hope he don't.
Test.
Now we can hear
you. Hear me? I don't know what went wrong. I think his son has one more year left. After this, I think he's a junior, but whatever. The thing is, the big talk right now, package deal. He's going to Dallas. They're gonna do like the Bronny James thing, where they tell everybody don't touch him, whether or not they want him or not, and they're gonna draft him. They're gonna draft his son, and then they're gonna bring his dad up, whether or not, like I said, it hasn't. A lot of people think head coaching position. A lot of people think he might come in first as a coordinator or as a coach and then get the job. But because there seems to be a split in people believing that he could very well, it could either be head coach, either him or Belichick. A lot of people think Belichick's going to be the next head coach of the Dallas Cowboys. I don't see it because of Jerry Jones. But I'm going to tell you right now, why Denver isn't getting him. He doesn't want to go to Denver. He wants to go to a team where he feels he is the center of attention, and he knows in Dallas he would be because it's the prodigal son coming. He wants his ability to do what he wants, and I really think Jerry Jones for him would do it because Jerry Jones is still a huge fan of his. And that's the talk right now, the big talk. And like I said, the only other side of that is that a lot of people do think Belichick might have a better track because of his record as an NFL coach. But the talk is that his son and him are coming as a package deal with some team, and most people think that's the Cowboys.
All right. Your thoughts, Nzo? You had any more thoughts, or that's my thought?
So to your point, I don't think he wants to go back to wants to coach in the NFL either. I really don't think he wants to. I think he's happy over there, and I think it's more gratifying when you actually have a player that you're teaching the game from a young age and then watch them go into the NFL. You know what I mean? Like, you helped develop this kid and now he's making a crazy amount of money in the NFL. Possibly, regardless how good he is, could be one of the best players in the league. So I think that's kind of gratifying to him. And I also don't think that you really want to go with well, there's a lot of pressure on him in college, to be honest with you, especially the last year when he had all those issues. I think it's died down a lot, but I also think it's dying down because he hasn't really talked as much as he did the first year, But at the end of the day, I think he's happy where he is. He's happy where he is. Yeah.
JG, any last?
They lost today to Kansas.
Any last thoughts on this?
You know what? I totally get what Anzo's saying. I do understand there's a lot of coaches out there. He's not one of them. I literally believe he's tied himself to his son to get his son into the NFL, and he wants his son to be the next coming of him. He wants his son to be that spicy image that he was for the NFL when he was in, and that's what he wants. And I think that's why he himself to the hip to his son. But that's my opinion.
No, I was gonna say, but do you guys think he's like tied to where he actually needs to or wants to coach his son? Like, if his son goes to NFL, it's like, no, I want to coach. I need to go to that team so I can coach my son.
I don't know if he. Go
ahead.
I don't know if he's tethered to Shador. I think he might would like to do it, like maybe to make history. But I don't think he's obsessed with coaching his son. He could be, but I don't get it from him because Deion is Deion. Yeah, his son is good, but most people are tuning in to Colorado and making that travel for Deion because his son very seldom make any kind of bombastic interviews that I've seen compared to Deion. Deion is very polarizing to some of those. I don't know whether it's intentional. The little feud that's going back between him and Paul Winenbaum is very entertaining to me. Um, I don't. I think wherever he goes, I think Deion's going to be successful. So I don't want him to go to Dallas. I truly believe that he goes in there and he starts changing that culture and start firing up those people and start doing whatever that Deion mojo magic, whatever. He seems to inspire greatness. And I don't want Dallas to be great. You can call me a hater. I mean, whatever it is. I just don't want that to be great. You can go anywhere else and do it. But I don't really think, like JG said, I don't think Jerry Jones had Jimmy Johnson, who got him 2, or was it 3? I know definitely 2 Super Bowls.
Yeah, 2.
And probably
Back to back.
was ready to get a 3rd, but his ego got in the way. His ego got in the way. Why are you? This man wasn't kissing your butt, but he bringing you championships. He took that $140 million you spent to purchase them and quadruple it times 10 times 50. Now the team worth $14 billion. I think 11. It's either 11 or $14 billion. Jimmy Johnson had something to do with that. So I just don't think, based on the last 6-8 months of the moves I saw Jerry Jones do, I don't think he wants to go back to the Super Bowl because he doesn't need it. He does not need it. He's already got 3 championships. He does not need it. He has the highest valued franchise in the world. He doesn't need it.
You know what? I think he wants to go back. I do. I really do. I just agree with you. I think he might have made some boneheaded moves, right? You gave Ezekiel Elliott the max, and look how that turned out. Now you went and give Dak the max, and look how that turned out. Right?
Yep.
You have CD
CeeDee
Lamb and
Lamb.
these guys that you're gonna have to pay for as well.
He gave CeeDee Lamb, maybe not the max, but he's like,
wait a minute.
He gave him. He gave him the contract. Okay, yeah. So,
well, what are you saying? Okay, I know you're saying that you don't think he wants to. You think that means he wouldn't go and get Deion Sanders and his son, or his 2 sons, truthfully, because he's got another son.
I'm saying I don't think Jerry. I think Jerry Jones is letting the world think he wants to win. I don't think his actions is not saying what his word. His actions and his words aren't lining up.
Well, I don't think that matters. And actually, I think that aligns right with Deion Sanders. I don't think Deion Sanders cares about the championship. I don't. I really don't. If he's in the news, if he's relevant, that's what he cares about. Like this, what was it? South,
I don't know if I agree with that.
Whatever.
Deion Sanders wants to go to a bowl and win because they talked so much junk to him last year. Last year he came in there, the team didn't win nothing. Now I think they won 3 games. Now they're in bowl contention. I think they won. I think, if I'm not mistaken, they're like 8-2, 8-3, whatever. So if he go to a bowl, he can tell a lot of people, I told you. He can truly walk in the locker room or the press conference and say, "Do you believe?"
I don't think he's going to, though. With the way that people have left the programs he's been in and the way they've talked about it, he only cares about 1 or 2 things, and that's his sons and his face in front of the camera talking. And I'm not saying that to be disrespectful, because the guy, when he played, that mouth of his, he could back it up. So I'm not saying that. But I honestly think this is just a step. Listen, the new game, this type of for coaches, is the stepping stone. He's moved up to a higher program that's higher up in Division I. He's got 2 people that are his sons that are on his team that he can take with him to some team and probably work that. They all get up there.
I'm not saying that they're not a stepping stone. I'm saying is he left them off better than when he found them. So I don't have a problem with that. If he went there and milked them for all they had, Jacksonville State and Colorado, I bet But he's made those 2 schools better than when he found it. So I don't have a problem with that.
So here's the thing, right? And I do agree. Like I said, I do think that he's made a lot of bad choices, but I think he made those choices because he thought he had enough to win, right? He thought that maybe with just a little bit of tweaks, to the defense or something, you have Dak, you have CD Lamb, you get another wide receiver in there. And I think maybe he figured if I pay the top guys, then I can just add, a couple of sprinkles around there, and boom, we're gonna go to the Super Bowl. So I don't think he doesn't want to win. I just think he's making really bad decisions.
Okay. So if you had a chance to get like Derrick Henry and Saquon Barkley, why not even pick up the phone and make that call?
Honestly,
especially if one of those players said, I want to play for Dallas Cowboys, lives in Dallas, practices in Dallas in the off season, I would at least try and crunch the numbers. Even if I went over the salary cap, I would have done it if I really wanted to win.
100%. I don't know why that situation didn't happen, but again, I'm also thinking maybe it was the money. Maybe because he had his money tied up with these players that he wanted to sign. Maybe he figured he had enough running game that, because it doesn't seem like the Cowboys offense is designed around the running game. Now, I get it. When you have a chance to get a talent like Henry, you jump at that 100%. But I'd also have to ask how many other teams jumped at Henry.
Yeah, I wouldn't argue that point that you're saying, but he went back and got Ezekiel Elliott, who he just let go a year prior.
Mm-hmm.
But he got Ezekiel Elliott at the minimum. You know what I mean? Like he's not losing.
Still,
like
he might be not losing the money, but that's taking a step back. You
100%.
You got rid of him because he had issues. So you let Tony Pollard go, who to me is a better back and is more productive in Tennessee, for Ezekiel Elliott, who is past his prime or doesn't have the discipline to get in shape or whatever his issues may be. I'm not certain, because I was a big time. I'll be the first to say it. I believed in Ezekiel Elliott for a long time, way past maybe when I shouldn't. But there is no way, if I got an opportunity just to sit in the same room with Saquon Barkley, with Derrick Henry, or Ezekiel Elliott, I'm not throwing as much money as I can. I might even go over the salary cap, get an opportunity if I really want to go back to Super Bowl. I just think he's let people believe that, and it sounds good. But what does he got to prove to the owners? I'm worth more than you. I got more championships than half of you. I don't care.
No, but here's the thing. But that shows me that it's a money issue, Danny. That's why he went for Ezekiel Elliott, got rid of Pollard, because Pollard was probably getting paid too much. You can get Ezekiel Elliott, who, if he runs, he may be a chance to be a top back, and you're getting him for like $3 million when you're probably playing Torrey 15. You know what I mean? So that shows me that 100% it was definitely a money reason, and that's probably the reason why he didn't go after Henry. But at the end of the day, I do agree with you. When you have a talent like Henry, and he wants to be there, you crunch the numbers to do what you can to try and get him. I agree with that. But again, also, we're not really sure if he did he not reach out at all? Do we know that? Did they have conversations?
Based on what I've heard reported through watching this on First Take and on Third Things First, there wasn't a conversation that any of the commentators were aware of. Now, that's not to say they didn't have one and they're not aware of it. Based on all the shows I watched with Stephen A. Smith and Shannon and Nick Wright and all those guys, no one has reported, Alan Scheffner hasn't reported that there was actually a conversation that I'm aware of. But that's not to say that there wasn't one. It's just things making me like, I could be totally wrong. I just don't think Jerry Jones. Man, when you a billionaire 11 times over, bro, ain't too much you gonna tell me. And especially if you ain't won no championships. Let's say all four of us owners, and Chris won one, JG won two, you won one or none, and y'all say, "Hey, Danny, I ain't seen you in 25 years. How many rings you got?" Because I have all mine on that day in that meet. Also, how much your franchise worth? $2 billion. Guess what? Mine's worth 14. What's number one jersey sold? What's number one Dallas cheerleaders? Where did the last big global boxing match happen at? Was it in your state or was it in mine? Man, I'd have all kind of shut the hells up. That's what I would have.
He probably do. You know what I mean? Like you say, he probably do. But if you think about it, he wins one more championship, he gets more money, right? More people who are like Cowboys are crap gonna come to the game because now we got a championship team there. So he pretty much maybe doubles his money if he wins a championship.
I don't know about all that. He'll probably get a good chunk of change of TV money and stuff, all the negotiation stuff. I don't think he's gonna go from 14 to 28 billion. I don't think that's gonna happen.
Well, double is an exaggeration, of course, but
I got you.
You got to understand that
Well,
there's
it'll be an
players.
increase. It'll be an increase.
Yeah, exactly, right.
If Dallas wins the Super Bowl, we will have to physically go build a spaceship and leave this planet because they will hunt us down, non-Dallas Cowboy fans, and shove that star down our throat. So
Because
I'm already
and you're absolutely right with that, Danny. Because now the fans who jumped off the Dallas Cowboy bandwagon will jump right back on it. You know what I mean? Those season ticket holders who are like, I'm not really gonna buy season tickets this year because we ain't gonna win. Now they're gonna want to go and buy season tickets again because they're going to watch their championship team now. So,
Lord, I hope and pray that Dallas does not win another Super Bowl in my lifetime.
I'm gonna say I hope they do just for that reason.
No,
100%.
You guys are so after each other with these
100%.
That's all with all that hate. That's him with all that hate.
No.
With all your I ain't saying nothing bad about Pittsburgh and Uncle Tomlin. Now you gonna make me go ahead and try and jump over to Uncle Tomlin. I sure hope he don't win nothing.
Yes, 100%.
You know what? Also, the fact that you were a Steelers fan, hoping that the Cowboys win a Super Bowl, is
well, he's also a Cowboys fan.
That is
suspect. He was a Cowboys fan.
He's a suspect. He's suspect.
They are.
No.
They are mortal enemies.
Wait.
Mortal enemies.
I'm gonna back. I'm gonna back on this just for this one thing. I believe it was his father that was a Cowboys fan, correct?
No, my father was a Steelers fan.
Oh, he was a Cowboys fan.
He was a Cowboys
fan. That gives him the right to like both teams because there's a need.
I don't care what right he has. I'm saying.
Well, you don't care what his dad likes.
He's a Pittsburgh fan.
That his dad instilled the Pittsburgh fan
You
to
me
him.
off since you came in here, bro.
Can
I say one thing, please? God,
Go ahead.
Damn. As he came in, he even cut me off.
Go ahead.
What were we talking about at first anyway?
Dallas Cowboys.
No, I want to hear what you were gonna say on this situation.
I was actually being funny, making a joke. That's it. But
no, go ahead, get your joke.
I was saying how you're a Steelers fan hoping the Cowboys in a Super Bowl. That doesn't make sense to me. I was being funny with it, but it is what it is. I hope they don't get out the first round. They'll be even worse.
Because
to get Super Bowl, they got the first round. It's gonna be worse
because of your LeBron James hate. Because of Donnie's Mike Tomlin hate. This is why I want to see you guys tortured. I want to see you guys crying for a whole year because the Dallas Cowboys won a Super Bowl. Yes, 100%.
I'm already happy. The Cleveland Browns beat you, and I had half yesterday. Such a good day at work. I'm telling you, the only thing would have made it better if I would have stopped somebody's last name was Hodges and Tomlin. I could have tased him for 10 seconds. That would have made the day perfect.
Damn, wow. Guy really, wow, unbelievable, Danny.
You know the first name, Nzo?
Well, unfortunately, the name is original.
I can't hear you.
Unfortunately, the name is original, so you may never get that opportunity unless I come down to South Carolina and you decide to tase me just for talking crap.
Come on, Nzo. I got where you can stay. It's called a Kern County Detention Center. 3 meals a day.
And I want you to tase me. Yes, tase me so I can come back on the OOC and see. You see, I told you these cops were the same thing. Daddy, my friend, tased me because I was a black man that went to South Carolina.
Maybe he'd say you guys all look the same. I mean, you know, you think he would do that?
Cam footage. And I see you being all militant stuff. Say this right here. This right here. Why you got this?
No, you see, we know Nzo. We know you're safe because he's not going up there. He's already said that in the text chain, and you're not going down there. So, I mean, it's all safe.
I might go to South Carolina. You know,
just to see what you would do.
You want some warm weather? Come on down. I sure ain't going to that cold weather.
But you guys see the cop mentality, right? Oh, I'm gonna make sure I have my body cam on and everything. You know what I mean? And I'll be like, "Hey, Danny, how you doing? Oh, he was aggressive. Stays."
The report will be tight. Suspect Nzo Hodges was combative. I fear for my safety. I put in measures to ensure public safety, and he was tased.
And I know he probably had some weed on him because I stream with him and he's smoking all the
Yeah,
time.
His favorite drink is some kind of Jamaican drink, rock and ride, whatever you call that thing.
Ray and nephew.
Yep, he had that in the car. Let's go and get his last topic and go and get our picks going on. Shannon Sharp said that he was concerned about the Kansas City Chiefs loss. So let's play back what he said and then we'll discuss it.
Oh, you know you got the perfect person on the panel for this one, Danny.
I'd say this for the last.
Got me, buddy?
I got you.
Okay, cool. Okay, cool. I want to come to you on this. Shannon, do you feel like the Bills are the best team in the AFC right now?
I don't. I'm not so sure it's not the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Okay.
Well, I think we can put to bed the rest that the Ravens are the best team. I think Kansas City hasn't played well all year, especially offensively. Their defense was outstanding, with the exception of yesterday, considering they haven't given up 30 points since week 4 of 2022, and they finally gave up. So that's basically 2 seasons, Rex, in Stephen A., in which they haven't given up 30 points. They gave up that yesterday, but the offense hasn't played well. I'm not so sure it's not the Pittsburgh Steelers, considering the way they played defense and how they neutralized the Baltimore Ravens offense yesterday.
Now, see, before we go any further, this is the prime example how Pittsburgh Steelers put me into that false sense of greatness when they really aren't. Because I can't wait till Monday after Shannon watches this game with Cleveland and be like, what was I smoking? But we're going to go ahead and continue.
Hear this guy.
And their ability to get the ball down the field and score when they absolutely have to. I'm not so sure the best team in the AFC right now is the Pittsburgh Steelers. They're well coached. They don't beat themselves. Rush through a horrible interception in the end zone. But if you make me pick right now, you just said who are the Bills the best? I'm going to say no. But if you make me pick of the 4 teams, the 3 to 4 teams that which are the best, I'm going to go the black and gold, and I'm going to say the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Stephen A.
My man.
Coach Rex Ryan. I mean, forgive me for saying this on national television at the top of 10 o'clock hour this early in the morning. I need security at some point to head out of town, go visit Shannon Sharp and get that brother tested. You got to be crazy for saying something like that. Now, I am a Pittsburgh Steelers fan. I'm a
hate
Pittsburgh
him.
Steelers fan. But I'll be damned if we're going to sit here after looking at Josh Allen perform the way that he performed, particularly with that 26-yard run. I mean, if he wins MVP, we're going to be playing that play over and over and over again. I know he's been throwing some interceptions over the last 4 games. It's late. I think it's 5 over the last 4 games or so. But the bottom line is this brother has been playing spectacularly throughout most of this season. We've seen the Buffalo Bills answer the call yesterday. And you're going to come to us with a Pittsburgh Steelers team who I love and I'm very, very proud of. But 6 field goals, you can't get in the end zone, and you're going to sit up here and say that team would be the favorite? Let's stop that nonsense.
We do. And Stephen A., you mentioned about, like some of the weapons. Well, 2 of his best receivers weren't even in that game, and they still hung 30 points up against this great Chief defense. So to me, yeah, it's got to be Buffalo. And when I see the play of the quarterback in particular, that man's going to show up in the playoffs like he always has. And I always look at it this way. Molly, I've said this, that Josh Allen has never been beat by Patrick Mahomes. His team has, but not Josh Allen. So I know I'm on a level playing field with Patrick Mahomes, the only guy that can say that in the league.
But what about the interceptions? And I know he's cut it down. Does that concern you with Josh Allen?
Well, I think he has cut it down, but absolutely it does not. Okay. And because right now, when he gets his weapons back, when he gets his tight end Kincaid back, when he gets Coleman back, who, by the way, is really coming on, I think, and Cooper plays with 1 wrist in that game, okay? Once they get that going, I think they can match anybody's offense. Stay with them. It's their defense that's been surprising to me.
Hey, what's up? It's Mo. I'm here at the Alt AZ Studios hanging out with Robert Walker.
All right, we heard what Shannon said, we heard what Rex said, we heard what Steven said. I'm going to make my quick name. I'm going to spread it around. We said this earlier. I'm going to continue to say this. One thing about Patrick Mahomes, I've never seen him shook. even if they're 3 touchdowns down, 2 touchdowns, 3 or 4 minutes, he always thinks they're going to win. And most of the times, they do come back and win. I do think that this loss is going to wake them up because I still think they've been kind of like, I'm going to coin this term, sleepwalking. They still win. Their offense has been looking a little stagnant, but like I said, in the last few minutes, they seem to always get it together. I don't know if I agree with that statement. He said that Patrick Mahomes has never beaten Josh Allen. I don't know if I totally agree with that. I think Josh Allen is coming on. I definitely think he's more mobile than Patrick, but I don't know if he's as confident as Patrick is because he got something to prove. I will say this for the record. Go ahead and make Nzo feel good. Prior to Thursday, I did think the Steelers were looking very good. Now I've seen some serious flaws in their games. But if they tighten it up, they still, in my opinion, they got a shot at making the playoffs. I don't know how deep they're going to go. They definitely make the playoffs. I don't know if they're going to get third round. And I think they're going to get it without a wild card. But right now, I think this loss may have been good for the Chiefs because they were kind of sleepwalking and on cruise control. Now they need to go back and tighten up some few things if they want to get this 3-peat run going. Right now, before this game, the 3-peat was kind of like a gimme. I don't think it's a given now. So they gotta play for it. If they don't, then they may get beat because Buffalo seems to be really legit. Detroit Lions, I'm scared of them clowns. So they got to be careful. And if they sleep on Pittsburgh, they could be going home. But it's not a foregone conclusion. I don't know what Vegas has it as, but to me, in my mind, it's no longer a foregone conclusion that they're going to 3-peat. Whoever wants to go.
I'm not gonna let one loss, say anything about that. It's one loss. I still think, like you said, they don't look shook. All right, you know what I mean, when certain situations come down. And I think when the playoffs start, Patrick Mahomes takes it to another level. So to me, they're still the team to beat. They're still the team that I think will probably win the Super Bowl 100%. But I don't want to say that I think the Pittsburgh Steelers are the best team in the league because they're playing really good, but I see weak, just like someone said on the video, they see weak. No, you said it, Donnie. You see weak. I've seen weaknesses in their offense a lot, right? I still don't think they run the ball as good as they should. Harris
is getting better. I'm getting more confidence in Harris.
He's getting better. I agree. But I think a lot of that has to do with Russell too, right? Because Russell can take off. Like, he can't really do what he used to do, but he still has that threat of him running. So I do think he's getting better, but I'm still like, if you still rushing for 80, 90 yards a game, that's still kind of not enough to me, especially
they played better in that snow.
Oh yeah, they're accustomed to playing in snow. You know what I mean? Still, that's what they do that all the time. So, but yeah, I do think if you were to say Kansas City's still the number one team, I still say the Steelers are like number 2. I put them number 2.
All right, JG, go ahead.
Yeah, it's one loss. I mean, it's one loss, right? Playoff time comes, everybody's 0-0 again, right? Josh Allen is very spectacular, but there are those key moments when that spectacular individual we see disappears. And he does throw those costly picks, and he does maybe a costly fumble or something that costs a team. Yeah, just Kansas City, they've been kind of skating by all season. They've been getting by with these wins. It's like it could go one way or the other, but this was one that didn't go their way. And one loss, they're still the number 1 team in the league. Until they're beaten, they're still champions. So I don't know what to put. I don't know what to say about this game. It just because I kept saying for the past few weeks. I think Chris said himself a couple times. Upsets are going to come. It's coming, especially around this time of year. Those teams that some would say are tough to beat or can't be beaten do lose around this time of year. So one loss, it is what it is. Move on, do better.
Let's see. What are they record for the rest of it?
They have Carolina.
They should beat Carolina. They should beat the Raiders. They should beat the Chargers.
Yeah, so it's nothing.
The only one they may have
want
trouble
more.
with is I'm sorry, let me finish this. Houston and Pittsburgh should be the only ones that give them a little bit of trouble. Everybody else, they should win.
Houston's a question though, because
that's what I said. Houston and Pittsburgh should give them a little bit of trouble. The other teams, they should beat Denver. They should beat Cleveland. They should beat the Chargers. They should definitely beat the Panthers and the Raiders.
Well, the Pittsburgh Steelers should have beat Cleveland. So because of what happened to Pittsburgh, I don't think for 1 second that's the same game. Cleveland's had their games they've won, the 3 they have won, they've looked extremely good. And a couple of those were against good teams. So don't know. Well, one, I want to point out to the Steelers. The Steelers look like the Steelers of old in a sense. They're dangerous. I'm not going to say that they're the definite favorites to win, but they're the definite favorites that you better be paying attention when you go up against them, for sure. That's more like the Steelers of old. I think over the past 3 years, it hasn't quite been like that. This year, they look really dangerous. The second thing I'll say about the Bills, we lose to the Bills in the regular season every year, and then when it comes to the playoffs, we beat them. And I think that there's a part of me, maybe as a fan, maybe not as a fan, I don't know. There's a part of me that believes that this is a psychological thing with them. We want them to think, hey, look, we beat them in the regular season. And then when it gets close, and when somebody screws with the whole idea, and then they get there, and then Josh Allen starts seeing them make the plays, and the defense shutting them down. It gets in their head. The same thing I've said with so many people before. Lamar Jackson last year, I said it's in his head. He's going to think of everything that's happened before, and it gets like that. And that's what I think the Chiefs have over everybody else. Now, yes, this is the right time to lose, but it's also the right people to lose to, because we do this quite regularly. Hold on just a second here. I mean, Buffalo, Kansas City, Pittsburgh right now, they're all good teams. One of the big problems we had in this game we've been having, one of the reasons why I think the offense is having a little issue, is our left tackle. We just we just traded or signed somebody off the free agents list. We got to kind of back up get the left tackle, which that's the Mahomes' backside. So, it kind of gets in his head, I think. We were waiting for it. I didn't expect the Chiefs to go undefeated, and I certainly hope that, truthfully, it's better if they lose 1 or 2 more games. Keeps it in their head that they're followable. But this game, every year, I expect this loss in the regular season when we play them. And for some reason, we always seem to be playing them in Buffalo. I think last year we played them here, but I don't know. It seems like every year in the regular season we play Buffalo, we lose. So I come to expect it. But I come to expect it because so far, when we get to the playoffs, it's in Josh Allen's head that something's going to go on. I still think Buffalo and Kansas City are probably top 2 teams in the AFC. Man, I don't know what's going on with Baltimore this year. Again, I guess Baltimore's problem is they don't just hand it off to Henry every other play, because truthfully, that would probably work. But I don't know. Buffalo, Kansas City, top, 1 or 2 right there, either or, week to week, and then maybe Pittsburgh next. Maybe Baltimore after that.
I got a theory on Baltimore.
What
was that?
I got a theory on Baltimore.
You got them at 3? You said you got them at 3, Danny?
I said I got a theory about Baltimore.
Okay.
But this is the regular season. They've won 9 games already. That's 2 off from getting to the playoffs, why are we panicking? There's no reason to panic. They need to shore up some stuff. Every team this time of the year needs to shore up some stuff. This is when you start seeing your injuries pile up against you. And we've been lucky because we've lost so many people on our offense, and we had an early bye. So there's a lot of things here that we're building up against the Chiefs that when they come up against a team like the Buffalo Bills, which are good, this can happen. But no, Patrick Mahomes isn't freaking out. Andy Reid isn't freaking out. This is going to happen. They didn't expect to go through this season undefeated. So I don't know what they're talking about. They're talking crap like it matters right now. It doesn't. Now, if Kansas City loses against Carolina, if Kansas City loses against Oakland, that begins a pattern of why did they lose against Carolina? Why did they lose against or Vegas, whatever the hell they're from now? But until those happen, I mean, let's see what happens this week, and then let's see what happens on Good Friday or on Black Friday. I mean, I don't think that they're. I don't think this is a time to panic. I don't think they're panicking, and I still think they're one of the top, if not the top team in the AFC.
I definitely think they're panicking. I think the question, well, maybe the commentators, but I definitely think that Baltimore issue is why they're not more successful. I don't think Lamar wants to get the ball up to Henry because he used to being that bailout guy, and everybody that knows about Derrick Henry, the more carries he get, the better he gets at the end of the game. I've seen times when they'll use him the first 3 quarters, and then he goes to the bench and never comes back. Don't do that. Feed that sucker and let him run, then get you in positions to throw the easy pass. But they don't do that. They'll instead of trying to get down the field, they try to get down the field with his arm instead of feeding that 260-something pound beast and letting him do the work. So that's I think their problem. If Lamar could ever get out of his head and let Derrick Henry do what he was made to do, I think they'd be more successful. But that's just my.
Yeah, I'm gonna say, yeah, don't do that because Danny has him in his fantasy league, and I know that's exactly what he's thinking about.
No,
so we're not gonna be doing that. But I also think that the Pittsburgh and Cleveland game was a trap game. You know what I mean? I 100% believe it was a trap game where it's like, oh, Pittsburgh is supposed to win this game, but if you really think about it, Cleveland and Pittsburgh are division rivals, and they've been pretty much know each other to the T, right? So I wasn't surprised.
I think Pittsburgh had prepared for Deshaun and not really prepared for the Winston guy. That's what I think it was.
Well, haven't they benched Watson?
No, Watson's hurt.
Oh,
he's injured. That's why he's
again.
Out.
Okay, well, you see, I think part of it may be something like that, but honest to God, let's just be honest. The game was close still, and that weather got worse and worse and worse. You can prepare for weather, but when it continues to get worse and worse and worse, it affects the whole game, and that changes the game plan minute by minute. So, yeah, they lost, but I think we all four here know who the better team out of those two teams are.
Oh, I definitely think they were better, but I think they prepared for a game manager versus a gunslinger. Because Winston has always been a gunslinger, so much to the point that his interception to passing to completion ratio has always been warp-sided. But now he's playing with confidence. He is still in that weather. He was singing. I was like, man, how are he making these passes? But it could be a fluke. I definitely want to see
Winston has that ability to play 1 or 2 good games in a row, and I think 2 of the wins this year are because of him.
Yeah,
I think Watson won 1.
He's a gunslinger. That's what I like about him.
He is. I mean, what was it? Tampa Bay he was on before. He was the guy before Brady, right?
Before
Brady even came in, people were talking about that team going to the Super Bowl. So, I mean,
it's crazy.
Yeah.
One year he had more interceptions than Eli and that. He was like the king of interceptions.
Yeah, he was.
All right. Now it's that time of the show where we make our picks. It is week 12. If memory serves me, Nzo's in the lead, about 2 or 3 games over Chris, I think it is.
Yeah, about 2.
Then I think Roberto is 3rd, I'm 4th, JG is 5th.
Yep.
Yes, that is correct.
All
You
right.
guys gotta just talk a little bit. I'm like in the middle of a game right now. I gotta finish this game, but
Really?
No time to wait. If you don't answer, we're putting it down as whatever we decide you pick.
Wow.
Really?
Of a game
Yep.
is being on the show.
We're gonna pick for you if you don't have it right then.
Well, yeah, you would love that though, right, Chris? Because now you're here, so you can't be copying my picks now. You know what I mean?
What are you talking about? I didn't copy your picks last week.
Yeah, and that's why
I don't copy your picks. I know. No. I don't copy your picks. Oh, by the way, before last week, I was in the lead. So if anybody was copying, it was you, which you weren't either. So don't worry about that stuff.
Well, I couldn't have copied because I always put my picks out before you. So
I know I have them up right here. I already know what I have. I just don't. I haven't been able to get to it.
You want to go ahead and
recently,
get to it, Oz, while you playing, and then you can put them in there?
What's that?
You want to go ahead and go through it while you playing, and we can go ahead and put them in there?
Yeah. Okay, so I'm here. Well, Chris just bounced out, but first one we have is Tennessee and Houston. Danny, who you taking?
Houston.
JG?
Houston.
And I am taking Houston as well. Just give me a second. All right, we'll get Chris when he comes back. Minnesota versus. Okay,
hold on,
Chris.
Who was it?
Tennessee.
Houston. Tennessee and Houston.
I believe I picked. Oh crap!
Damn it. You don't remember who you picked?
You said he had it right
I'm
there.
trying.
I know.
I'm
right?
trying to get this. I believe I picked Houston.
Houston. All right.
I have to look here really quick though because I'm not signed into this, but yeah, I believe I picked Houston.
Chicago and Miami. I'll go first, and I am taking.
No. That ain't right.
What do you mean?
It's New England and Miami.
Is it?
Yep.
Yeah, it's New England, Miami.
Oh no, sorry. I was looking at it wrong. Minnesota, Chicago.
That's correct.
Oh.
Yeah, Minnesota, Chicago. I'm taking Minnesota. Danny?
Minnesota.
All right. JG?
Minnesota.
And Chris?
Minnesota.
Chicago. The Bears.
I believe I picked Minnesota again. Let me get there. But I'm going to say Minnesota right now, unless I see different. But
I thought he had his picks ready.
That's what I'm saying.
You what?
I thought you had your picks ready.
I'm trying to log in. I said Minnesota though. I'm trying to get there because if I go back and forth on my phone, I have to. It mutes me while I'm in the other page. I'm going to do that anyways because I can't get to it on my computer. So hold on just a second. I said I think it's Minnesota is what I had picked.
All right. Next up is Dallas and Washington. JG.
Washington.
Danny.
Washington.
Chris. Okay. Well, I'm taking Washington as well.
You got Chris?
Washington. And yes, I had Minnesota. And who was the first one?
Houston. The first one was Houston.
Houston against Tennessee.
Yes.
Yeah, that's what I have.
All right.
Cool. All right. Just give me one more second while I put this in here. All right. Good. I just finished the game. So we all took Washington, right?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Next is Miami versus who? Because I put Miami.
New England.
Okay, that's the New England one. Okay, great. Who you taking, Danny?
Miami.
Chris?
Miami.
JG?
Miami.
And I too am taking Miami on this one.
Man,
Next up is
nothing this week.
Yeah, I know. KC versus Carolina. I think KC across the board. No.
Yep.
I want to say Carolina so bad, but yeah, KC.
Go ahead, say Carolina. Go say Carolina. Go ahead,
Nope.
JG.
I'm in last. It don't matter. Fine, Carolina. I'm in last. It don't matter.
Wow.
Yeah, no.
I'm going
Yeah,
Carolina.
Don't do that, boy.
no.
No, I'm
I'm
joking,
not
mate.
making
No,
that
the
pick.
other one.
I'm
The other one. Yeah, yeah.
KC. Because
Yes.
last week you actually, I was surprised. I was looking at the picks. I'm like, wait a minute, JG only got like 2 wrong.
Yep. But yeah, that
It was a weird week again last week, though.
What was that, Danny?
If Carolina win, I'm telling you right now, Kansas City ain't going to no Super Bowl.
Well, well, I don't know. There's a lot of problems, at least that much. I don't know though.
If they don't go, if they lose to that, they definitely not going.
Well, how many games has Carolina won?
Maybe 2.
And who was it against? I'll look that up. Go ahead.
Next up is we have Tampa Bay versus the Giants. I'm taking Tampa Bay. Danny?
Carolina won 3 games.
Yeah, I'm looking it up right now.
I just looked it up. They won 3 games.
Yeah, I'm looking at who they won them against.
Tampa Bay.
All right. Chris?
Tampa Bay.
Tampa Bay. JG?
Tampa Bay.
All right. And I'm taking Tampa Bay, of course, on that one as well. Next up, we have Detroit versus Indiana. Danny?
Detroit.
I'm taking Detroit as well. Chris?
Detroit.
And JG?
Detroit.
Okay.
God, this ain't gonna be nothing.
I know.
No kind of games.
They beat the Raiders.
Denver versus Raiders.
Denver.
I am taking Denver on this one. Danny? Said Denver?
Yep.
JG?
Oh, this is Denver. It'll be a
Chris?
boring Sunday.
Denver.
Denver won 6-5. So they're for
Yeah.
500.
This one might be one that might change up a little bit. Arizona versus Seattle. Danny?
I ain't mad at Geno, but I think Arizona might pull this one out.
Chris?
Where's it being played at?
Seattle.
Yeah, Seattle.
Seattle.
Seattle, okay. JG?
Arizona. We need revenge.
And I too am making Arizona on this one. Next up is Green Bay versus San Francisco. Ooh.
This might be one week I have to go back against San
This,
Francisco.
I think it's gonna be the game of the week here.
Not really.
I think so. Well, if you're gonna count Thursday, it won't.
Well, who you taking, Danny?
Green Bay.
I too am taking Green Bay. JG?
This will be the 1 week where I go against my 49ers going Green Bay.
Wow.
They're not your 49ers if you're going against them.
I can't
If
believe
you're going
that.
against them, they're not your 49ers. Guys, how many years have we been doing these picks now? 3,
I
4,
don't
right?
give a damn how long you've been
3 or
doing
4,
it. I'm
right?
going against
How many
Green
times? How many
Bay.
times?
I'm going
How many
Green Bay. I'm
times?
G ready to go.
How many times have I
Shut the hell up.
picked
Shut the hell
anybody
up.
but the
Shut
Chiefs?
the hell up. I'm going Green Bay.
How many times?
I'm going
Raise
Green
your
Bay.
hands.
Shut
How
the
many
hell up.
times?
Shut
That's a
the
big
hell
fat
up.
zero. Big
Shut the hell
fat
up.
zero.
Shut the
They're
hell
not
up.
your team. They're not.
Okay,
No, go for it.
whatever.
They're your
Whatever.
team. They're your
Green Bay,
team. You're
Nzo. Green
behind
Bay,
anyways.
Nzo. Green Bay,
You're.
Nzo. Green Bay. Green Bay.
Yeah, I got
Green
you.
Bay,
I
thank
got
you.
you. I got you. I got you.
You just talking bullshit. Green Bay.
I ain't talking bullshit. I'm talking the truth.
Okay,
Anzo,
buddy.
pick against. Hey, Anzo, pick
Okay,
against
buddy.
Pittsburgh.
Okay. Next
Pick
one.
against
Next
Pittsburgh,
one.
Anzo.
Next
Huh?
one.
Well, I mean, to be fair, if 2 of my starters were out, I might pick against them, to be honest with you.
Exactly.
Also, don't
Be
put
realistic,
that
dumbass.
pick against Pittsburgh for. Don't let them fool you.
I take the loss. I take the loss. That's just how it is. I just take the loss.
Hold on. I said I might. Right? I said I might. I would still think Pittsburgh would have enough to beat Green Bay. So if they were playing Green Bay, I would have probably still picked Pittsburgh. But it all depends.
So my
on who they're
pick.
playing.
My pick on this is Bay.
As Green Bay?
What?
No, I said Bay.
Bay. Oh, which Bay?
Exactly. Green Bay, definitely Green Bay.
Yeah, of course. Next up is Philly versus the Rams. I'll go first. I'm taking Philly. JG?
Philly.
Danny?
This is tough. I think I would go with the Eagles.
Chris?
Cheesesteak.
Who?
Eagles.
Cheesesteak.
Cheesesteak.
Oh no, that's
Philly.
said. And
Yeah,
next
sorry.
up is last but not least, it's Baltimore versus the Chargers. I almost said Clippers. I'm going with Baltimore. Danny?
Ravens.
Chris?
Ravens.
And JG.
I'm going Chargers on this one.
Interesting. All right, those are the picks. And just to give you guys the numbers, we have Danny is 107.59. I am 114.52. Chris is 112.54. Roberto is 109.57. And JG is 102.64.
102.64. What was
That was all of them already?
What was those numbers again? I'm sorry, Alonzo.
No problem. You are 107.59.
All right.
I am 114.52.
All right.
Chris is 112.54. Roberto is 109.57. And JG is 102.64. See, JG, you're not that far behind. You went 11-3 last week. You had the best week out of all of us.
Of course.
Okay. JG picked Chargers, right?
Yep.
Yeah, he picked the Chargers.
All right. I'm gonna change my Eagles to the Rams.
Really?
Yeah, I'm kind of flip flopping on that one. I don't know about that guy.
Someone is no. Matt Stanford is playing. Oh man,
I gotta make that. That's the only game. Everybody else picking the same things. That's the only thing.
Yeah, I know. Everybody picking the same thing, but I'm gonna stick to my pick. I'm gonna stick to it. We'll see what Roberto picks when he gets his picks in there, but yeah, I'm gonna stick to those ones.
All right, gentlemen. We have put another one in the books. Week 12. We talk sports here. A quick recap. Chris, did you watch the match last week between Tyson and
Yeah, I was on here with you guys.
You was?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. All right. Man, good, man. Old age.
I was just quiet. That's the difference. I was quiet.
Boy. Yeah.
Old age.
Facts.
I definitely think, and I will say this again, I don't know what, because you wasn't on the show with us last week, but I thought that was good for boxing because none of us, at least last week, didn't know who the heavyweight champion of the world was. It's some guy out of Czechoslovakia or somewhere. I don't even know who he was. They had the championship match, I think, in Abu Dhabi or somewhere, Saudi Arabia or somewhere. So I think that this right here has piqued the interest back in boxing. I hope the United States or at least Great Britain can develop a heavyweight champion, try to get people excited again. I think it was a good thing for women boxing because I never heard of either one of those women, but now I definitely will watch that third match. I kind of think that was done to make more money for them. So I definitely think that it's good. I don't know who. I think I heard Jay Paul talking about fighting Canelo, which I think would be a massive mistake. But I think I heard that somewhere kicking around. So I hope he's not thinking that. All right, Nzo, what's going on in your neck of the woods, sir?
Biggaford Entertainment. Tonight will be the final episode of From Season 3. So make sure to check that out. It's going to be an amazing show. Should be good. So other than that, the regular OOC stuff from review on Tuesday. And then once the From is over, we getting back to the tournament. So
you doing a watch party tonight, or you doing the actual breakdown of the show?
Watch party tonight.
And then you do the breakdown on Tuesdays, right?
On Tuesdays, yeah.
Tuesday. So if you do the whole season, man, that might be a 10-hour stream, boy. Good Lord.
Boy, Danny, it's like I get on there, and I think a lot of it has to do with the chat, right? Because the people are chatting. So when you're doing it, you want to go through the chat. So I'll be like doing the stream, and next thing you know, I'm an hour behind the chat, and it's like, holy cow, man. So
that's a good problem.
Yeah, it is. It is. Yeah, it is.
It'd be even better if they start super chatting you.
Yeah, I know, right? Because the last stream
start doing what all those other people do.
That we need to promote this next. Hey, man, for questions, get priority questions. Super chat me $2.
Exactly.
That's exactly what I do.
I can't do it. I know.
Exactly.
I can't.
Well, let me bring me on there, and I'll say it for you. I have no problem.
I like sit there.
I had like 80 people watching last week. Danny.
If I'm getting that, I sure would say I wouldn't broadcast it. Hey, man, if you want a priority, because right now we run an hour behind these chats. I want to get everybody questions.
Just put it in your description.
You do a super chat, you go front to line. I say it one time, I feel good about it. I sleep good that night. Don't think I was begging a bit. Just saying, hey, just letting you know. ABC 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know. It gets bad. Trust me, it gets bad when it's like that. It's like
hour behind, man. Man, I be pulling my little bit of hair I got out. Chris,
Bruh,
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
It's okay. No, I was just gonna say, like, I'm reading the chats and then I start to scroll to see how much is left. I was like, no, I gotta skip some of these guys. I'm sorry, I can't say all of these.
Bro.
I'll be on here for ever, you know. So I had to skip a lot of them.
Terrence being hog heaven. 7 hours. Yes,
10 hours.
Chris, what's going your neck of the woods?
Mass Singer stuff. Been wrong twice this year. Been wrong twice.
Hey, bro. The Bulls is gonna win. The Buffalo's gonna win.
Oh, the Buffaloes? Oh, yeah. And I mean, we both have talked about this. It's boys to men, like through and through. Although, there's a couple other guys on here. There's a couple other people on here that, I mean, I don't think it's going to happen, but there's a couple other people on here that could win. But I think it's predetermined. I've always kind of thought this is just a predetermined thing. It's just fun to have these guys on. But yeah, Mass Singer stuff every Tuesday or Wednesday, depending on when I can get it out. I do shorts lately. It's been 2 shorts, part one, part two. Part one, normally talk about what happened, and then part two, I talk about who's left. Yeah, but we're still doing that. Trying to get this damn audio stuff figured out on my computer, because as soon as that happens, computer's ready. It's just gotta get the audio stuff figured out. So when we get back to that, it'll be the Sunday streams, and probably get back to doing our Chaos Central shows, stuff like that. Yeah. So, and I have a few other ideas for like us and panel games, stuff like that. I think we can do like a separate night of the week sometime. But we can talk about that when we get to it. But yeah, no, big thing. Just that Mass Singer stuff. But Danny, thank you for having me back on. I know I haven't been here the past couple of weeks. Glad I was here, at least for a couple questions. So good talking with you guys.
So one question: the guys you say that are the group, like they have more than one. Is that the first time they ever had like a group on there?
No, they've had.
What they did was so smooth because they only introduced one Buffalo at the beginning. Then they sang a song. And then through each verse, another Buffalo came out. And at the end, but they disguised their voice at the first song. I couldn't tell who it was, but then they did some kind of challenge song. And you know, Wayana, however they pronounce his name, he has a very distinctive voice.
Yes.
Man, when he sung a part, you can see the judge saying, yep, that's him. That's him.
Yeah.
So, man, they are good, boy.
They've had Hanson on there. They've had, whoever Banana split. Banana split with a few people.
Neo won it one year. I think Neo won it last year. Just like a cow.
Cool. Neo, the singer Neo?
He won it one year. Nick Lachey won it one year. Wayne Brady. Wayne Brady was the Fox. He killed it.
Second year. He was second year or something.
First year was T-Pain.
Yep. First year was T-Pain as a monster. That was awesome. Oh, dude. And that was really good for him because he had talked about how he had been like pigeonholed into that auto-tune. He's like, dude, I don't need auto-tune. I just used it.
Because he sung a song, and I was like, man, that sucker sound good.
Yeah, he was really good.
Well, Wayne Brady, he shocked me.
Oh my God. No, dude.
Like,
Wayne Brady's amazing at everything
where'd you
he
get all
does.
this from?
Yeah, Wayne Brady can sing.
Oh,
If
yeah.
you ever watched Whose Line Is This Anywhere? Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you this, man. I think we talked last night. This is way off of sports, but JJ, have you seen Cross yet?
I saw the first episode today.
Bro,
good.
That last episode where he apologized to his friend.
Yeah,
I've been through that before, man. I've been through that before. I don't know who's gonna win it. I don't know who's gonna win Best Award. I don't know if it's gonna be Colin Farrell for Penguin. I don't know if it's gonna be Sylvester Stallone for Tulsa King because Tulsa King is fire.
Yes,
I don't
it
know if
is.
it's gonna be old boy for Cross. In fact, I think I'm gonna do a
I
show.
haven't seen Tulsa King yet.
Later on tonight, talking about, man, TV shows is overpassing movies now.
Mm-hmm.
Anybody see Gladiator yet?
I have
Not yet. I went to see it yesterday, but
you said when you said it was men, I was like, I don't know if I want to waste my money to go see that.
Yeah, it's definitely meh.
It's one of those movies that didn't need a sequel.
It's one of those movies that didn't need a
The
sequel.
Sunshine sequels do better. And people like, what are you talking about? I don't care what anybody say. Top Gun 2 was better to me, miles.
In many ways.
I watched Top Gun 2, I guarantee you 20 times.
Yeah. No, I don't disagree with that. I think Top Gun 2 is
I think the second Predator
much better
is better than the first Predator.
I do too.
I like it. It's different. I don't know. I think they were equal in my
When he
opinion.
gets in that last cave with him, he's like, okay, who's next? Man, I like Danny Glover. Then old boy, I can't understand what he was saying. The Jamaican, there's no stopping.
Oh, yeah.
Can't be stopping. Whatever he was saying, that was fire. All right, JG, take us home, brother.
JG Shaolin Terrific, the undefeated, undisputed final boss of the 36 Chambers of Shaolin. Wire. Thank you all for tuning in live for this prime time Saturday sports event. Catch me Wednesday nights on the OOC with the host Nzo, the Abbott, and the Osiris of this shit, the Spliff King, and the Professor of Gunja, alongside the coach Roberto, aka Mr. 100, aka No Trouble Did Anything Gonna Be Irie. No woman, no cry. And of course, check out Chris, the last Dawn himself on Chaos Central doing his thing. And of course, Saturday, prime time with the man himself, the amazing, the outstanding, the charismatic, always man of the hour. Dr. says the illest because he suffers from realness, aka the road to wisdom, aka if you smell with Danny is cooking.
And if anybody that don't tune in and watch us, this is all we got to say to you.
I don't know what you want. If you are looking for ransom, I can tell you I don't have money. But what I do have are a very particular set of skills. Skills I've acquired over a very long career. Skills that make me a nightmare for people like you. If you let my daughter go now, that'll be the end of it. I will not look for you. I will not pursue you. But if you don't, I will look for you. I will find you. And I will kill you.
So you better tune in.